Skål! Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is feeling awesome today. I certainly am. Today I have another video for you guys, and today I am doing something a little bit different in some ways, and in other ways it's not different at all. But I am actually trying out some bourbon. The reason for this is because I recently had a birthday, and my daughters, knowing their dad very well, of course got me some rum, some beer and some bourbon. So today I have this one. It's called Evan Williams. I'm gonna have to look at my notes down here a lot more than I usually do, because I don't really know that much about bourbon. As you know, I'm normally a Scotch kind of guy, but I always like to try new stuff, and I thought, why not do a little bit of a bourbon videos. So this Evan Williams bourbon is distilled at the distillery Heaven Hills. This is Kentucky's first distiller, which is pretty amazing. Evan Williams. There's a whole story about him. You can easily Google his name, and there's just a lot of stuff about him. And Evan Williams has been distilling since 1783. So that's a long time. Quite amazing. I love these small stories about distillers and whiskeys and other stuff. This particular one costs 230 Danish crowns for 1 liter. It is 43% alcohol. 230 Danish crowns is about 25 pounds and maybe $30, euros, give or take a little bit. It's not colored, but it is chill filtered. So here comes a little bit about bourbon as opposed to Scotch. What's the differences, and also I found some different facts about different kinds of Scotch. Some places it's said that bourbon don't have to have aged a minimum or anything. Other places it's said that straight bourbon, which this is, it's a straight bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, has to age at least 2 years. In the place where I usually buy my whiskey and rum, whiskyexperten.dk, they said that bourbon has to have aged at least 4 years. So some inconclusive facts there. I don't really know the truth. If you know the truth, know what's real, please leave a comment down below about this. That would really mean a lot to me. Single malt Scotch whiskey in general has to age at least 3 years. So, and I know this is just a fact, I know this, so I'm a little bit confused about the bourbon. Well, let's move on. This particular one doesn't have any age statement, but they claim, the distillery Heaven Hills claim that it has aged for a lot longer than these 4 years, which they say, and the rumor is 5 to 7 years aging for this one. So that's very, very good. Bourbon, for it to be called bourbon, it has to be made at least 50% corn. At least 50% of this has to be made on corn. Yeah. And it has to age in new, fresh American white oak casks. So on one point, some of the pages that I researched on said that it didn't have to age at all, but at the same page they said that it has to age in new American white oak. So 0 years for it to be a bourbon, I don't believe that at all. I think it has to, it's probably 4 years. That's my guess. I think that bourbon has to age at least 4 years for it to be called bourbon. And what I know is that it has to age in new American white oak casks. What they do with these casks, they burn it on the inside, they charcoal it on the inside to kind of caramelize some of all that wood to make that give this whiskey flavor. As I said, this one is not colored, but it is chill filtered. But all this color comes from that American white oak, which has been burned on the inside. So that's pretty much what I want to say about this whiskey. Now I really want to taste it and kind of jump into this a little bit new world for me, which is bourbon. I have my beautiful Luigi Bormioli glass here, and of course there's no sponsored content in this video. This was a gift from my daughters, and everything on this channel is just my opinion. If you have another opinion, that's fine. So, I've tasted a couple of bourbons before, not a lot. Usually, and this is just a very big generalization, is that I find it too sweet. So, yeah, the color is quite dark. Think about that. It's not colored. It's not artificially colored. The leg is medium. Yeah. Yeah. It's very sweet. There's a lot of honey sweetness. There's a lot of vanilla sweetness there. There's no sharpness at all. It's almost like a sweet rum, in my opinion. A little bit of sharpness way back, not in the nose, but way back in the throat when I really nose it hard. Yeah, but pretty much, oh, there was actually a little bit, most of it is honey sweetness, vanilla sweetness. Maybe a little bit of cake sweetness to it. A little bit of, there's actually a little bit of exotic fruit, but right before, got a little tiny hint of a wood feel. Not like some of the whiskeys or other stuff where there's a huge European oak spiciness. Not like that. Just a oak or a wooden, just a little hint of wood. Yeah. Interesting. It's good. There's a little bit of sharpness on the tongue at the palate. The palate doesn't have a lot of flavor actually, but the flavor that's there is there's a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of vanilla, and actually a little bit of that wooden feel to it. The finish, this is the first sip, so that might influence it. Of course it does. Has a little bit more sharpness, but not a lot. Just there's some sharpness. And then, right when you swallow and kind of start to savor that finish, there's this wooden thing still. And then it just completely changes character and goes into sweetness. And this honey sweetness, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of exotic fruit, and a caramel sort of sponge cake hint or feel to it. The taste is almost like that, cake. Yeah, like I just said, That's what it tastes like. It's really good. It tastes really good, but it's a little bit simple, maybe not. I actually don't mean this as a negative, but it's simple and it's easy drinking bourbon. I think it's a lot easier than a 18-year-old Scotch, or maybe an 18-year-old bourbon. I don't know. I don't have that much experience with bourbon, but most people, rum drinkers, will like this, I think, because it is sweet. There's some of the same sweetness, some of the same notes as in sweet rum. So it's not half bad. But, and I don't know because I don't have enough experience, but maybe an older bourbon with a lot more influence from that wood would be more to my liking, but it's actually not. It's actually not bad at all. I'm thinking about where to put it, what to rate it at. That's difficult. It's very difficult because I think I'll be putting it at a 7. So for me, and I want to explain why. For me, the Evan Williams is it tastes good. It's not boring. It's just a little bit too simple and a little bit too easy for me. And then there's just there's not too much sweetness. That's not what I mean. But there's too little of something else. Hope that makes sense. So it's 7 for the Evan Williams straight bourbon. Yeah, there you have it. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and feel free to share it with friends and family. Also, leave a comment down below. That would really mean a lot to me, especially if you know about the age in bourbon. Please write that below. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification button. Go down to all. And if you're on a phone, go into your settings and put on notifications for YouTube, just to make sure you don't miss out on future videos. Also, check out my Instagram account. It is Dunkeren_. If you like what you see there, give me a follow. That would really mean a lot to me as well. So, I think that's it for the video today. Next video will be another bourbon, and I'm thinking it will be tomorrow. So, hope to see you there. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.